Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broken clock on the back wall, counting down till the last bell rings. You lock the door with the plastic smile, say this is just our little secret thing. Ink stains on my test paper, your hand leaning where it shouldn't be. You twist the rules like a gold ring, say it's love, say it's meant to be. Leave the kids alone.
Now, a sex offender from Louisiana has been arrested over in Tennessee by the Louisiana Bureau of Investigation. Those details come to us from the Attorney General's office. Now, on February 26, 36-year-old Joseph Laird was arrested in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on 15 counts of pornography involving juveniles. Laird was identified after agents received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Laird, a registered sex offender in Rapides and Beauregard parishes, was extradited back to Louisiana, where he was booked into the Rapides Parish Detention Center on a $753,000 bond.
Meanwhile, for failing to comply with sex offender registration requirements, a Julian, West Virginia man will serve 2 years in federal prison. Richard Dale Turner officially will be sentenced Monday. U.S. District Judge Joseph Goodwin also is ordering 5 years of supervised release. Since his 2016 conviction for third-degree sexual assault in Mason County Circuit Court, the 44-year-old has been required to register as a sex offender. Federal law requires Turner to report employment changes and notify officials before traveling to another state.
The Beaverton Police Department is looking for more potential victims after a man was convicted of sexually abusing 2 young children.
62-year-old Andrew Alcante was found guilty following an 18-month investigation and trial. The abuse was first reported in December of 2023 after one of the children told a family member while on vacation. Alcante was an acquaintance of the family, had connections through jiu-jitsu, church, and recovery groups, which prosecutors say he used to gain trust and target children. He was convicted on multiple sex crime charges and sentenced last week to 37 years and 6 months in prison. This means he will not be eligible for parole until he's nearly 100 years old. Police are urging anyone who may have been a victim or who has information to contact Beaverton Police.
Hold on, relax. You guys got him? Yeah. Relax, you're fine. English, Spanish? English? Okay. Thank you. Come on, everybody.
Face the wall. Face the wall. Face the wall. Where's left side?
Think that's gonna focus different stables?
Just go. Face the wall.
Stand by. I'm sending additional units in here right now. I'm there talking to another person. Stand by.
Good.
Belmont County's Eastern Divisional Court saw a slate of cases this morning, including one involving the possession and distribution of child pornography. It's where we begin this evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jamie Baker.
And I'm Dylan Cleveland. News 9's Jamie Ely has more on the arraignment held this morning.
Additional charges have been filed in the case of the Bel Air High School teacher who was arrested last week in relation to child pornography. Sean Valoric appeared in Belmont County's Eastern Division Court on Tuesday for his arraignment. The Bel Air High School teacher and coach was arrested February 26th after the Belmont County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at his home. The warrant followed a tip from the Ohio Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force regarding the distribution and possession of child sexual abuse material. Valoric was initially booked on 10 counts of felony 2, pandering obscenity involving a minor. However, prosecuting attorney Kevin Flanagan says that number has now increased to 14.
At this juncture, we have 4 charges regarding pandering, which is sharing of content, and then 10 other charges. That is subject to having additional charges filed in the future.
The 4 felony 2 counts each carry up to 8 years in prison. The 10 felony 4 counts also carry between 2 and 8 years each. The charges are non-expungible, meaning that, if he's convicted, they cannot be removed from his record. Flanagan says additional charges remain possible as the investigation continues.
When we get these types of cases, we are always dealing with electronic devices, and so in order to review those electronic devices, it takes some expertise, it takes some specialty, and it does take a while in order to do that. So we anticipate having everything ready to present by the April grand jury.
Valoric's bond remains set at $150,000. He's ordered to have no contact with minors and is prohibited from using the internet or any social media throughout the case. Now, Valoric's pretrial hearing is scheduled for this Thursday, and as always, we'll continue to follow this case with any developments right here on News 9. Reporting from Belmont County, I'm Jamie Ely, News 9.
Hi, I'm Jamie Baker. Thanks for watching. Here's another video for you to watch, and please be sure to subscribe to our channel.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office arrested Sung-Hyung Kim, a 29-year-old, for sexually exploiting and extorting juvenile victims over the internet. That's what we call sextortion. Detectives initiated an investigation after receiving a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The anonymous tip came from one of the victims, who said that the suspect sexually exploited and blackmailed them. Through a 3-month-long investigation, detectives learned that the suspect was engaging with multiple juveniles through social media sites, receiving sexual content from them, and then blackmailing them. On May 20th of last year, the Internet Predator Unit served a residential search warrant at the suspect's residence in Riverview. And during that search warrant, detectives seized multiple electronic devices and found more than 1,000 files of child sexual abuse material, as well as computer-generated child sexual abuse material. Detectives also discovered 45 files depicting sexual activity with an animal. Sung-Young Kim is facing the following charges, and there's a litany of them. Possession of child sexual abuse material, over 100 counts. Possession of generated child sexual abuse material, over 100 counts. Film, distribute, or possess videos of an image depicting sexual activity with an animal, 45 counts. Promotion of sexual performance by a child, 14 counts. Transmission of harmful material to a minor, 9 counts. Use of computer service for lewd and lascivious exhibition, 6 counts. To manipulate and extort underage victims for his sick gratification is beyond disgusting. It's evil. And let me be clear, anyone who preys on our children will face the full force of the law if we can't help it. We won't tolerate this in our community, will we? See ya, Chomo.
In Danville, a former juvenile detention home employee was arrested for indecent liberties with a child. Wendy Warren was arrested Monday after a near 2-week investigation at W.W. Moore Jr. Juvenile Detention Home. She's being held at the Danville City Jail without bond.
A man has been arrested. He is accused of sexually abusing a child. It happened in Mingo County. West Virginia State Police say they got a call on January 27th from the parents of a child saying they had previously given a man named Aaron Stepp permission to pick up their child from the bus stop whenever they couldn't. Well, troopers say the parents told them that earlier that month, on January 8th, Mr. Stepp had picked up their child without them knowing and took the child to his house where he allegedly sexually abused them. Stepp is now charged with sexual abuse by a parent, custodian, or person of trust.
Go to the door! Got you out! Come out! Come out! Keep your hands up! Come out! Come out! Keep your hands up! Come out! That's me! Got you coming out! Keep your hands up! Come out! That's me! Is anybody else in there? Nobody's coming out.
Hi, this is a search warrant. Chujikari Young, Chief of Data Beach Police Department. The FS seeks to seize and remove the child pornography as defined in Florida Statute Section 847001. And smoke up here, Nico. Yeah. Smoke up here. Okay. When we get back to the station, how about bring you upstairs and we'll talk some more, okay? All right. Sit down.
Children against online exploitation. Shreveport police have arrested this man for indecent behavior of juveniles. According to SPD, David Clark is accused of trying to have a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old during an investigation. Clark is now charged with indecent behavior with a juvenile and computer-aided solicitation of a minor.
An investigation by the Mobile County Sheriff's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force puts a Chickasaw man behind bars. Deputies arresting this man, 21-year-old Terrence Handy Jones, at his home following a search warrant. The investigation started with a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Jones now facing 5 counts each for possession and intent to distribute child pornography.
Head down to Arizona. ICE Homeland Security Investigations special agents arrested a Phoenix man employed as a youth group leader and director for multiple religious organizations. They got him on federal charges for allegedly attempting to produce child pornography. Oops, I'm redoing that one. We're going to head down to Arizona for this one. ICE Homeland Security Investigations special agents arrested a Phoenix man employed as a youth group leader and director for multiple religious organizations for federal charges of allegedly attempting to produce child sexual abuse material, as well as the possession of child sexual abuse material. The arrest of Casey Goslin, a 46-year-old of Phoenix, stemmed from a joint HSI and Tucson Police Department investigation. The probe revealed Goslin's involvement with a platform used to perform live-stream child sexual abuse sessions and the production of child sexual abuse material, with child victims being provided by sex traffickers in the Philippines. That led the HSI special agents to conduct a federal search warrant. The seized items include numerous electronic devices. And due to his online activity and employment as a youth group leader, the authorities are seeking information that may help to identify potential victims Gosselin may have engaged with. See ya, Chomo.
Please, don't. Stop resisting! Hey,
Stop resisting!
Hey,
Stop resisting!
Hands! Okay. Otra mano. Okay. No me resisto. Okay. ¿Pistolas? No, señor.
Navajas, pistolas,
Solo wide open. Okay?
Wide open.
¿Dónde está esa?
Aquí no tengo la chica.
All right, let's get him up.
A man has been sentenced to over 20 years of hard labor after multiple sex offenses involving juveniles. On October 23, 2025, a jury found Malcolm Dennis Cameron guilty of sexual battery, 2 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile, and attempted third-degree rape. Cameron was taken into custody following the verdict on January 29, 2026, and was charged with 22.5 years at hard labor. In addition, Cameron was ordered to register as a sex offender for life upon his release from prison.
Alrighty, thank you, Madeline. Also new at 11, a Glenn County jury found a 48-year-old man guilty of rape, incest, and child molestation more than 10 years after the investigation started. A judge sentenced 48-year-old Amador Garcia Ortiz to life without the possibility of parole. In April of 2012, a 9-year-old family member reported the abuse to a babysitter, and she was taken to the hospital. Evidence shows Garcia Ortiz then fled to Texas, and he wasn't located until 11 years later in December of 2023. In court, the now 23-year-old victim testified about the abuse.
New at noon, bond now set at $625,000 for a former Wake County teacher charged with a long list of sex crimes.
Former Roseville High School teacher Micah Brondike made a virtual appearance in court today after his arrest by Holly Springs police. Some of the charges against him include 4 counts of soliciting a child by computer and 4 counts of indecent liberties with a child. Warrants show he was also a youth pastor. His wife, Chloe Brondike, faces felony drug charges. She was an assistant principal at Roseville High School.
And a former Geneva City School District teacher is facing charges after allegedly giving psychedelic mushrooms to a child. Geneva police say 33-year-old Trista Lynn Corey gave the mushrooms to a child under the age of 17 in her home. She was arrested and charged with endangering the welfare of a child. The Geneva City School District released a statement saying Corey was a special education teacher at the middle school, but is no longer employed by the district. The police investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call the number there on your screen, 315-828-6781.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
The Michigan State Police Computer Crimes Unit Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force arrested Cole Martin Haley, a 22-year-old of Grayling, for aggravated distribution of child sexually abusive material, aggravated possession of child sexual abuse material, and using a computer to commit a crime. Police say Haley was arrested following an investigation which began when a tip was received from none other than the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. A search of Haley's residence resulted in digital evidence being seized, according to the state police, and Haley was charged with 4 counts of aggravated distribution and promotion of child sexual abuse material, 4 counts of aggravated possession of child sexually abusive material, and 1 count of using a computer to commit a crime. Haley was arraigned in the 87th Judicial District Court on Tuesday.
A missing Memphis teen is now safe after deputies say a man abducted her and took her to North Carolina. We're taking a look at the mugshot of 27-year-old Dakota Vetter. The Rockingham County, North Carolina's Sheriff's Office posted on their Facebook page that the girl's parents reported her missing on Sunday. According to deputies, they found the girl with Vetter in Stoneville, North Carolina, near the Virginia border. Deputies then placed the girl with social services until her parents could pick her up. Vetter is scheduled for court on felony child abduction on March 10th. More charges could be headed his way.
Meanwhile, in other news this evening, the parents of a teenager from Texas are relieved now that their 16-year-old daughter is back in their arms. Investigators tracked her down in Rockingham County.
Dakota Vetter, the man accused of bringing her to his home in Stoneville, is facing a felony abduction of children charge. Fox 8's Ho Jung Roo spoke with the victim's family and has details from Vetter's court appearance.
Ho Jung, what happened in court?
Neil, Vetter faced the judge virtually for the first time here at the Rockingham County Courthouse earlier today. The judge set a $250,000 secure bond, and even if Vetter does post that bond, he'll be placed on house arrest. I spoke with the victim's family earlier today, and they tell me they're just grateful to have their daughter back.
I just wish I could have done more.
Once the relief sets in, it's definitely maybe if I'd have done this or that. Unfortunately, that's one of those hindsight things.
For Jason and Jess Poston, they say the past 2 days have been filled with concern, anxiety, and self-doubt. But when they were finally reunited with their daughter, they say their first words to her were simple.
I love you.
That's all we could say.
The Poston family was visiting another relative in Tennessee when their daughter disappeared from the hotel they were staying at. Poston says they reached out to the Rockingham County Sheriff's Office Monday morning after she saw her daughter's location in the area through her social media.
Flagged down a state trooper, anybody that we could help, and then we started putting out all the calls and trying to find her.
Jason and Jess Poston believe their daughter met Dakota Vetter online through gaming sites and social media platforms. Now they're urging all parents to be proactive.
And just because
talk to them.
Just because you are watching their social media, you need to watch all their social media.
And although Vetter has no prior criminal history, the judge did cite his dangerous nature of his charges, setting that, again, $250,000 bond. He is also ordered to have no contact with the victim. He'll be back in court on March 10th. In Rockingham County, Ho Jung Roo, Fox 8 News.
Out of Madisonville, an arrest has been made in a child sex abuse investigation. 51-year-old Robert Gelhoston was taken into custody yesterday. Police say they found multiple photos of undressed children on his phone. Now, he is currently being held in the Hopkins County Jail without bond.
Carla, thanks for that. New at 6, a wanted man's escape plot gets foiled by police. London, Ohio police say a wanted sex offender out of Logan recently decided to hide in their city.
Now, little did he know just how difficult it would be staying hidden from police. 10 TV's Kevin Landers explains how the man's escape plan backfired.
There's an old adage in policing, you can run, but you can't hide. And when London police went after a wanted sex offender, they made sure he wasn't going to evade their grasp.
This surprised look on the face of 30-year-old Devin Walburn was the result of a police pursuit from inside an apartment closet.
Help on walking. Come on down.
Not going to do anything.
Right here. All right, give me your hand. Come on down. Come on down.
How did you get him out? And how did he get up into the attic from the closet?
He's a very small individual, 5'5", 100 pounds, so he could fit in just about anything, and that's how he did it.
Police say they responded to this apartment based on a tip that Walburn was in town. When they knocked on the door, police say Walburn's girlfriend, Jennifer Brooks, denied knowing he was inside. Police later charged her with obstruction. Back to the suspect.
How did you convince him to come down?
Our officers went up into the attic, and they could not fit through the small diameter of the area that he could, so they had to bust through the wall to get, and once they busted through the wall, they saw him behind one of the studs in the attic, trying to hide, but he could not hide behind a stud.
Police believe the hiding place was all part of Walburn's plan.
I think he had planned this in the past if we were to go into the apartment where he would hide, and this is what I think he had already had it in his mind of an escape plan.
As for the message police have for the next suspect who tries to give them the slip,
you can run, but you can't hide. I mean, we'll catch you eventually, and we appreciate all the tips that come in, because without the tips, we wouldn't have known that this individual was back in our city.
Wilburn was charged with burglary here in London. He faces a failure to register as a sex offender in Logan. Reporting from London, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
The Yuma County Sheriff's Office would like to notify the community of a level 3 sex offender living in the area. 64-year-old Grover Broadhead lives on Carlotta Avenue off of Highway 95 in Yuma County and is 5 feet 8 inches tall, 185 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. In 1990, Broadhead pleaded guilty to 1 count of child molestation in the first degree in Kennewick, Washington. In 2006, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of attempted failure to give notice of change of address in Tucson, and in 2024, pleaded guilty to 1 count of failure to register at the Yuma County Superior Court in Yuma. Broadhead is a level 3 sex offender with a high risk to reoffend and is not wanted at this time.
Stop moving! Oh, no! Stop! Stop resisting! No, dude,
Dude, I knew it. Little kid. I told him I would talk to him.
Detain, move.
Oh, all right.
Face the wall. Do you have anything that's gonna stoke?
No.
Poke me, stick me, or hurt me.
No.
What's this in your pocket? Keys?
My keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over to Mississippi, the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office investigators arrested a local man Friday for a reported child molestation incident. This is Jamarcus Tucker, an 18-year-old. He's charged for a Thursday incident on Williams Road involving a minor female, according to Lieutenant John Davis. Davis didn't offer further details on the case, saying it remained under investigation. But he did say the case is still active and more charges are almost certainly pending. Tucker appeared in Justice Court Saturday, where his bond was set at $10,000. It's kind of low. He's being held in the Oktibbeha County Jail. And of course, when more details come out, you can be sure to find them here first on the Sex Offender Hit List. See ya, Chomo.
We start over in Paducah, where a man is behind bars accused of having an illegal sexual relationship with a child. A tip led to an investigation and eventual arrest. 20-year-old Truett Henschel. He is now facing 3 counts of second-degree sexual abuse, 3 counts of sexual misconduct, and 3 counts of first-degree unlawful transaction with a minor under 16 years of age. Henschel is currently being held in the Marshall County.
The Madera County Sheriff's Office arrested a man after he was found with child sex abuse material. 30-year-old Bobby Alexander was taken into custody in Oakhurst last Saturday and booked in the Madera County Jail. The Sheriff's Office saying they received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children accusing Alexander of distributing inappropriate material online. During their investigation, detectives discovered that he may have had inappropriate communication with minors on social media. His electronic devices were taken as part of the investigation, and they're asking anyone who may have been a victim to call the Madera County Sheriff's Office.
A Navy officer who was stationed on Oahu will spend 8 years in federal prison for his involvement in an online child porn ring. 22-year-old Romaldo Valdez was sentenced in federal court yesterday after pleading guilty. Court documents show he admitted to being a part of an online group called Greggy's Cult, which distributed sexual images of minors on Discord and other online applications. Valdez will also have to register as a sex offender, serve 10 years of supervised release, and pay a total of $33,000 to 11 victims. None of the victims listed are living here in Hawaii.
A man will spend more than a decade in prison for raping a 12-year-old that resulted in that 12-year-old's pregnancy. According to the Lucas County Prosecutor's Office, Isaiah Monroe was sentenced to 22 to 27 and a half years in prison. He previously pleaded guilty to 2 counts of rape. The Lucas County Prosecutor's Office says he was 19 at the time of the crime. In addition to his prison sentence, Monroe will also be classified as a Tier 3 sex offender for life.
Members of the Rhode Island Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force arrested Robert A. Giannopoulos for possession of child sexual abuse material. According to the RISP, Giannopoulos, a 69-year-old, lives at 136 Parkview Drive in Pawtucket. And the task force members recently initiated an investigation regarding an individual who was sharing files of child sexual abuse material over the internet. Members of the ICAC task force executed a court-authorized search warrant at Giannopoulos' residence, and he was identified as the owner of the digital media. Now check this out. He's the director of cadet programs for the Rhode Island Civil Air Patrol and has been a member since 1994. The police noted that the prospective Civil Air Patrol cadets range in age from 12 to 17 years old. How convenient for him, huh? Giannopoulos was arraigned at the 6th Division District Court by Judge Capero, who issued a, look at this is terrible, $2,500 surety bail, with conditions of no unsupervised contact with minors and limited internet use. What good is this? I really don't understand it. The judge went on to say that there was no evidence of inappropriate involvement with the cadets, so he should be okay being out there. That's just pure insanity.
Officials in Rankin County have arrested a registered sex offender thanks to a tip sent in to Crime Stoppers. Investigators say Philip Marvin Winter was found living in the Plantation Shore subdivision south of Florence. Winter was previously convicted of statutory rape in 2008 and failure to register as a sex offender in 2021. He's being held on a $5,000.
Tonight, a St. Louis County man is behind bars after police say he preyed on several children in the toy aisle at the Kirkwood Walmart. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon explains how the arrest is prompting a major warning for parents.
Well, Esmond Pasek is charged with child enticement and sexual abuse. While one brave 7-year-old told her parents exactly what happened, investigators say video shows 3 other victims who may not have said a word.
A typical afternoon at the Kirkwood Walmart takes a shocking turn Sunday. While children browse the toy aisles, police say 33-year-old Esmond Pasek was on the prowl.
He approached a 7-year-old child in an aisle at the Walmart store in Kirkwood. While he was stroking his genitals under his clothing, he approached her.
Court documents say Pasek rubbed his private parts against the girl's shoulder and asked her to touch him.
She immediately ran and told her parent what happened.
That parent's quick action led police to surveillance video. Prosecutors say it shows Pasek in the toy section between noon and 4 p.m., targeting 3 other children.
However, no other families have come forward.
Officials are now asking parents who were at Walmart or the nearby Target that day to talk with their kids, a conversation that requires a delicate touch.
It is important that you involve the people whose job it is to investigate that and to help keep children safe.
Megan Marietta with the St. Louis Children's Advocacy Center says children often stay silent due to confusion or fear.
Sometimes they're afraid of being blamed or shamed, not being believed.
Prosecutors advise parents ask open-ended questions without using leading suggestions. If a child discloses something, Marietta says it's important to listen.
Support them and take action that supports that you believe them. While this is a part of the child's history, it is not who they are. It is not their identity. And hope and healing is very possible.
Pasek was arrested Monday at his home. He now faces felony charges that could carry a life sentence. If you have concerns, you're urged to call Kirkwood Police, and the St. Louis Children's Advocacy Center always has resources available. You can reach them at 314-516-6798.
Police in Santa Fe arrested 4 men during an online child predator sting operation, and they say more arrests could be coming. This is video of those arrests posted on social media. 2 men in their 50s are charged with child solicitation by electronic device. 2 other men in their 20s are charged with sexual exploitation of children by prostitution. Santa Fe PD says this was an undercover operation. Detectives posed as children and chatted with the suspects online.
A Coptic church priest from East Gwillimbury is charged in a historic sexual assault of a minor. The alleged crimes happened on 2 occasions between 1996 and 1999. The alleged victim was under the age of 16. Last Thursday, York officers arrested and charged 47-year-old Michel Shafik, who also goes by the name Michael, with sexual assault and sexual interference. Police are concerned that there may be other victims.
Oklahoma. A former Drumright Public Schools teacher has been arrested following an investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct involving students. According to the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, the Drumright Police Department requested assistance on October 7th of last year after receiving reports of sexual and physical abuse tied to longtime agriculture teacher Bobby Pruitt, the 63-year-old Chomo over here. The allegations involved inappropriate contact with 2 students. School officials placed Pruitt on administrative leave the day before the request for the investigation was made. Pruitt, who had worked as an agriculture teacher for nearly 4 decades across several Oklahoma school districts, resigned from Drumright Public Schools later that month and surrendered his teaching license. Special agents conducted an extensive investigation and concluded that Pruitt had engaged in inappropriate conduct with students during his time as a teacher. And I bet those 2 aren't the only ones either. Based on the evidence gathered, the Creek County District Court issued an arrest warrant and charged Pruitt with multiple offenses, including lewd molestation, child sexual abuse, child abuse, and assault and battery. Law enforcement officials located Pruitt on February 1st in Stroud, Oklahoma, and he was taken into custody with assistance from the U.S. Marshal Service, as well as the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. He was booked into the Creek County Jail, and he's now awaiting further court proceedings and will be sitting there with no bond until then.
Yeah, it's occupied once. Do me a favor, show me your hands for me, bud. How you doing, buddy? Good. Go and open your door for me. Step outside. Turn around for me. Hands behind your back. Anything that's going to poke, stab, stick, anything like that, brother? That's fine. Sorry. You got any meth on you? No. Just the pipe? Five 7, this is him. We got him.
More picture match?
Yeah, I'll send you one now.
Now, one man is behind bars regarding sexual abuse charges of a minor. And it's all new this morning for you. Now, Dothan police arresting Raphael Denard Bigham, charging him with rape, sexual abuse of a child less than 12, and sexual abuse, all in the first degree. Now, WDHN reached out to DPD for more information on the details on the incident, but other information is unknown at this time. And it is not clear if Bigham has been given bond yet. Now, just stay with WDHN News for any updates for you.
A Bay County man arrested last month on child sex charges is now accused of new crimes. Bay County Sheriff's deputies arrested 49-year-old David Frank Gerganis Jr. on February 13th, charging him with sexual battery on a victim under the age of 12. Investigators say he had oral contact with a 4-year-old boy. He was released on February 16th after meeting his $100,000 bond. But deputies arrested Gerganis again yesterday. This time he's charged with having sexual contact with an animal. The details are not available because the arrest report has not yet been released. Gerganis is scheduled for a bond hearing tomorrow.
Rumford police are attempting to find a man who is wanted on multiple warrants with ties to Penobscot County. Police say Craig Ayotte is wanted on outstanding charges such as failure to comply with sex offender registration and violating conditions of release.
If you have any information regarding Ayotte's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office or Rumford Police.
New this morning, a local man was arrested for possession of child pornography. Raymond Gruss of Rexburg was charged for possession of sexually exploited material. The Madison County Sheriff's Office says detectives were involved in an investigation after an early morning car chase on February 26th. During the investigation, deputies say they found a cache of child pornography. Gruss was arrested on February 27th. He was arraigned in Madison County Court, where his bond was set at $60,000. The investigation is ongoing.
Okay, before we even start this video, I'm going to toss a big trigger warning up here. This is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, story I've ever done, and I don't blame the news for putting it out as a video. So here we go. We're going to head down to Texas. A Gatesville man was arrested and charged in the brutal sexual assaults of a child over a span of at least 5 years, according to the Coryell County Sheriff's Office. On March 3rd of this year, Benny Larry Jasper, Sr., a 68-year-old, was taken into custody and formally charged with sexual assault of a child. An arrest warrant affidavit obtained alleges that Jasper sexually assaulted the girl on multiple occasions in between January of 2020 and December of last year. Jasper used multiple sex toys to rape the girl and repeatedly showed the victim an online video, a snuff film, prior to the sexual assaults as form of coercion. A snuff film, if you don't know, is a video recording of someone being murdered in real life. The final sexual assault happened when Jasper took the victim to a cemetery near his home, where he raped her, according to the investigators. After that incident, the girl made an outcry to her mother, and the sexual assaults were reported to police. Investigators said the girl kept a journal to document those assaults. And she also recounted a night when she was 6 years old and Jasper wrapped her in a blanket and drove her out to a wooded area where she was taken to see a girl with black hair in a white gown. Jasper again threatened to kill the victim on that occasion, according to the affidavit, and he made threats of killing her if she told anyone, which is consistent with the intimidation. It's unclear what happened to the girl with the black hair and a white gown, but the affidavit quotes Jasper as warning the victim, "Don't tell your mother about the sexual assaults or I will murder you, since I told you I murdered that little girl by the cemetery." Okay, this happened yesterday. You guys recognize this picture right here. This is the babysitter from the Detroit area. It's hired by a mother on the website sittercity.com. Well, there's more information on this charge here, as you're going to find out. Here comes the judge. Now, the volume's a little bit low, but it will pick up after the first few minutes.
Michael Allen Bank, 2620043. May I have the appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Gabrielle Tasker on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please this Honorable Court, Charles Oliver Longstreet, the second P6, 205, appearing on behalf of Mr. Michael Allen Bank, who appears and is seated to my right.
Good morning. Mr. Bank, can you state your name, please?
Michael Bank.
All right. We are here for preliminary examination today.
That is accurate, Judge. So I have spoken with defense counsel, and there is a first amended complaint that should be in your possession. The people have added 6 charges, 3 of them being child sexually abusive material, aggravated possession, and then 3 accompanying use of a computer to commit a crime for the 10 years to under 20 years. And speaking with Mr. Longstreet, I believe it is the defense's intention to waive as well, but I would let him put that on the record.
That is correct. My client understands he has a right to have a preliminary examination in which the prosecution must show that 1, when a crime was committed, and 2, he's a possible suspect in the commission of that crime. With that understanding, he wishes to waive his right to the preliminary examination, be bound over to the Oakland County Circuit Court for further proceedings.
All right, thank you. Ms. Tesker, can you tell me which counts specifically that you've added?
Yes, Your Honor. So it would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, and 7 are the child sexually abusive material and possession, and then 8, 9, 10 are the computers using the committed crime, maximum imprisonment of 10 years or more, but less than 20.
Okay, defendant would need to be arraigned on these charges unless you're waiving the formal reading.
We waive the formal reading, stand muted.
Okay. As it relates to bond, I believe this is a no bond matter, is that correct?
I believe so, Judge.
That is correct.
Okay. Mr. Bank, if you could get before the podium, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, do you understand that you have a right to have what's called a preliminary examination in these matters where the prosecutor has to show by a probable cause basis that a crime occurred and that you committed that crime? Do you understand that's your right?
Yes, ma'am.
If you give up or waive this exam, the entire matter will go to the circuit court. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything or threatened you to get you to waive the examination?
No, ma'am.
And counsel, I assume, or you tell me, it includes all of the newly added counts 5 through 10, which he is entitled to have an exam on.
It does.
All right. Do you understand that you are entitled to have a preliminary exam on the new added counts?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you also waiving your right to that preliminary examination and having this matter go to the circuit court?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything or threatened you to get you to waive the exam?
No.
All right, I find that you do understand your rights. You knowingly and voluntarily waive exam. These matters are bound over as charged. Obviously, bond is denied. Anything further for the record?
Not on behalf of the people, Judge.
Nothing on behalf of the defense. Thank you.
All right, thank you, officer, for the transport.
Thank you, Judge. All right, I see.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Recording stopped.
So in addition to the 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct against a minor, he picked up the child sexually abusive material charges as well, which tells us that he was taking pictures of him molesting this child. That's sick. The only good thing that I like about this little short hearing was the fact that the judge actually thanked the transport officer for getting him the hell out of her courtroom.
All new at noon, we're learning that a Slidell police officer has been arrested last night by the FBI. They say 31-year-old Nicholas Egolia is being charged with transfer of obscene material to a minor and coercion to entice a minor. We'll have much more on this arrest coming up in later newscasts. All new at noon, a person is fighting.
A man from O'Brien is set to be sentenced Monday after he was convicted of sexually abusing a child under 12. 75-year-old Wallace Humphrey of O'Brien was convicted of capital sexual battery yesterday. Officials with the Florida Department of Health's Child Protection Team say they interviewed the child in 2024, which gave them the evidence to convict.
Developing right now, 89 people arrested, including a high school teacher in a human trafficking sting. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, the suspects thought they were setting up sexual acts with underage victims who were actually undercover detectives. Investigators say one of the men pictured right there arrested was Stephen Fabick, a math teacher at Hillsborough High School. The school district says they fired him after his arrest. He is also on an immigration hold from ICE. We are working to get more information right now.
And according to the Shanklin County Sheriff's Office, a Norwich woman has been arrested in a sex abuse case. 33-year-old Kimberly Hart was arrested on Friday, February 27th. She was charged multiple times, including for sexual abuse in the third degree and endangering a child. She was arraigned and locked up at the Shanklin County Jail. The investigation remains ongoing.
And over to Idaho. We have a 54-year-old Moscow man. He's been arrested on a felony charge for allegedly enticing a child over the internet. The case stems from an undercover operation conducted by the Latah County Sheriff's Office. A detective posed as a 14-year-old girl on Facebook, according to court documents, and Stephen Fisher allegedly began messaging the fake profile and tried to entice what he thought was an underage girl into sexual activity. The messages include Fisher reportedly sending images of his genitals after he asked the girl if she was a cop, and the undercover officer posing as the girl said no, of course not. Fisher was arrested by the deputies on Friday as they were executing a search warrant at his house. He reportedly admitted to the child enticement in his plans for trying to meet the girl. Fisher's been charged with felony enticing a child through the use of the internet. He made his initial appearance in Latah County 2nd District Court in Moscow on Monday and is set to be back in court next week. Fisher remains in the Nez Perce County Sheriff's Office jail in Lewiston with no bond. See ya, Chomo.
Listen, if it was me, I'd tell you, because at the end of the day, I know the law. I know it would, ridiculous as it sounds, I get less time by admitting it. I just know it wasn't me. I've never seen
Let's be honest,
anyone.
if it was you wouldn't admit it, would you?
No, I would.
Because you want to get away with it.
No, I would. This is where you're wrong, I would.
And you said something very relevant a moment ago, that you know the law. If you've done something wrong, you'd tell us, because you get a discount. You get less of a sentence. So why have you spent 2 hours lying to me? So secondary disclosure there. This relates to your DNA being found on the victim. Secondary disclosure shared with Dominic Boltwood in interview at Colchester Police Station on Wednesday the 15th of May. Boltwood has been arrested on suspicion of the sexual assault of a female aged 13 and over. On the 15th of May 2024, items recovered from the victim were analysed for forensic evidence. All of the components in reference profiles of the victim and Dominic Boltwood. In summary, it is the opinion of the scientist that, pending statistical evaluation, the presence and attributable DNA is Dominic Boltwood. So the time now is 21:26 and 30 seconds. I've got no further questions to ask, and I'm going to conclude this interview.
New into our newsroom this afternoon, the South Carolina Attorney General's office says a North Charleston man has been arrested on 10 charges related to the sexual exploitation of minors. Investigators say 21-year-old Albert Javon Smalls possessed files of child sex abuse materials. He's been charged with 10 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and could face up to 10 years in prison for each count.
A Toledo man was sentenced to 2 decades in prison for crimes involving child sexual abuse material. Ernest McCarthy pleaded guilty to charges including illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material. He was sentenced to 20 to 21 years in prison. The charges were the result of an investigation by the Toledo Police Department into McCarthy. He will be classified as a Tier 2 sex offender for 25 years.
Police in Temple Terrace are searching for a man investigators say abducted and assaulted a 13-year-old girl. Police say he approached a group of teens Monday evening at the Doral Oaks apartments, offering them money to pick some food up for him. One teen agreed, getting food at a nearby Burger King. When she returned, police say that man forced her into a gray or silver sedan and drove off. Take a good look at your screen here, because we're about to show you the vehicle that police believe was involved. There it is. Investigators say that child returned home hours later after being abducted, telling officers she had been assaulted. If you know anything that could help find them, Find this car, find the person who was driving it. You're being urged to call Temple Terrace Police.
Sun Prairie Police Department says it arrested a 46-year-old man today for possession of child pornography. It got a tip in November that Timothy Bogash allegedly uploaded child pornography to social media. After an investigation, officers learned of another similar incident in 2021. Bogash was arrested at his home on Astor Boulevard, and officers said they found a significant amount of images and videos, as well as drugs.
Broken clock on the back wall, counting down till the last bell rings. You lock the door with the plastic smile, say this is just our little secret thing. Ink stains on my test paper, your hand leaning where it shouldn't be. You twist the rules like a gold ring, say it's love, say it's meant to be. Leave the kids alone. Gave her falls like it's half awake. You get years.